looking. It's for Lamb on the other side. Clay's got a good look. His three is good.
Poole has that three blocked. Out to DiVincenzo. He hits the three.
Play down the stretch. Gordon playing pretty good D. Steph.
Oh, no! The fatal.
Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors have by far been the biggest disappointment of the season thus far. After coming off a championship run, you would expect they'd be primed and ready to run it back. They'd start to cash in on the youth movement they've been trying to accomplish alongside their core of Steph, Klay, and Draymond, and solidify themselves as possibly the best dynasty we've seen in basketball. But instead, well, you watch basketball, so you know exactly what's been going on. They suck. The hopeful future of Golden State in Poole, Weissman, Kuminga, and Moody started the season off quite poorly. It resulted in the franchise even feeling the need to abandon their second overall pick, James Weissman, in exchange for second-round picks to bring back Gary Payton Jr. Meanwhile, Poole looked like he was trying to force his way into stardom. Kuminga was a toss-up game to game on what you would get, and Moody is an out of the rotation altogether. The future looked bleak in San Francisco, not to mention the gut-wrenching away game record. What I'm about to show you all is 100% real and 100% disgusting. If you're a parent watching this with your children, please shield their eyes. Okay, here it is. I'm so sorry you had to see that. I don't like scaring you guys, but this is important stuff. The Warriors have been abysmal on the road. How can the standings show you as a juggernaut on your home court, but nothing more than a 5-year-old with a bouncy ball when you're the visiting team? What's up, everybody? This is Matt Hoops bringing you the hottest NBA content online. Let's get right into it. Well, here's one key problem they've had, but appears to have been fixed with one single player. So the Warriors are small, right? Like their defensive anchors have been 6'9" Kevon Looney and Draymond Green at 6'6". Green might be an ex-defensive player of the year, but he's almost 33 now, and he doesn't show the same impact after all these years playing over his size. Just a reminder that this dude is listed as the same height as Splash brother Klay Thompson. Do we expect Klay to go down and lock up the paint? Absolutely not. This is all to say that we've seen layup lines being conducted in the middle of games against the Warriors. It was like the front office decided, you know what? We were almost too tall with having roster spots with people like Bjelica and Porter Jr. Get rid of them. We have our future anchor with 5 second-round pick, James Weissman. But it was that trade that has potentially fixed the defensive woes of Golden State. They traded their top 2 draft pick for essentially the undrafted player, Gary Payton II. The 6'3" center-like guard was critical in their run to the championship last year, but left in the offseason to get a bag in Portland. Poole and Wiggins were already laughing about the money they were about to get in their ring celebration, so I guess they already called dibs on the rest of Golden State's money. Now that the young glove is back, his defensive prowess has come back to life after struggling with injuries with the Blazers. We saw Payton take the floor for the first time to a standing ovation and pick up right where he left off.
Welcome back, Gary Payton, number 2. A champion.
Being a menace on the perimeter and even blocking shots inside on people who tower over him. It's funny how even just a single player can instantly morph a team's identity. Payton Jr. is going to make you think twice about running in for your usual open layup line. The other amazing thing about Gary is his efficient offensive abilities. He's not going to be your first, second, or third bucket option, but his IQ on the defensive side of the court translates to strong cuts to the basket and knowing how to be in the right place at the right time. I guess it's only natural that if you're going to be that determined on defense, you also figure out how to read the opponent's defense as well. Payton has a field goal percentage of 60% and is shooting 53% from 3. To be clear, those numbers are on a very low volume, but as I said, this isn't your go-to guy. It's someone that is highly efficient as a surrounding piece of your core. And mentioning the core, we're gonna need to talk about one of the most polarizing players on the entire team. No, it's not Draymond Green. We've already concluded that Father Time is not acting on his side. It's the guy that Draymond's fist connected with during the off-season practice, Jordan Poole. The pool party was packed last season and reached its peak capacity during the championship run. Poole seemed like he was going to be one of the next guys up as he learned under the tutelage of Steph and Klay. He could shake opponents and drive to the basket or hit him with that nasty step-back 3. It all seemed perfect, almost too perfect. For the first half of the season, the young guard seemed to drop back to reality. No more pina coladas and DJs at the pool. Now, it was just a men's adult basketball team standing in the water, rolling their eyes. Bet that's not something you envisioned when you clicked on this video. Looney wearing trunks, standing in the shallow end, rolling his eyes. It seems like things might have gotten to Poole's head. In games this year, you could see him forcing attempts on average shooting splits. He wanted to be one of the top dogs on the team. But his best role on this team is coming off the bench to be that spark plug while either Steph or Klay rests. Or at the very least, playing minutes more conducive to the whole of the team rather than individual play. And that is exactly what's been going on as of late. Jordan Poole has turned a corner and is starting to reopen the water slides at the pool party. His shooting splits have been on the rise this past week, and he's been averaging almost 25 points since March 22nd. The surrounding pieces are starting to float again around Steph, Klay, and Draymond. When those three are together, we understand what they're capable of. Curry is still unstoppable. Klay has recovered from his injury and is now lighting up teams again. And as much as I've bagged on Draymond in this video, he's still an integral connector on both sides of the court. So when you got players like Gary Payton Jr. being a tiny defensive anchor while staying reliable on offense, Jordan Poole has refocused himself on the real goal of winning another ring. And hey, don't forget about Andrew Wiggins.
Sit outside to Wiggins. Goes by Poole. Oh!
Just because he's been gone. Wiggs proved to be the second most important player in that playoff run last year on both sides of the floor. Once he returns, the defensive woes will continue to subside and they'll get another bigger body that can charge to the glass for easy dunks. Does the horrible road record still stand as a point of concern? Yeah, you're not going to be able to make too much noise in the postseason as a lower seed if you can't win on the road. However, when you have a trio of Hall of Famers like Golden State,
It's for Lamb on the other side. Clay's got a good look. His three is good.
I think it's fair game to say the old adage of turning it on when it matters most. Plus, look at the top of the West and tell me which team shouldn't be worried about having to face these guys in the first or second round. Denver? How about Gary Payton and Wiggins hounding Murray and Porter Jr. the whole series, leaving Jokic to try and completely carry his team once again? Beam Team Dream Team? Sacramento Kings? Same Warrior defenders attack that potent offense and leave Steph, Klay, and Poole to score enough points against that horrible defense. And then there were the Grizzlies, the matchup I'm sure the entire NBA community wants to see again. This rivalry of old versus young seems to be snowballing into one for the history books, as in a dynasty continually beats a team with an annoying defender, Dylan Brooks, claiming they're their own dynasty. All I'm saying is the Warriors have looked shaky before, and look what happened. If things can start clicking again, who's to say they can't have not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 NBA championship rings? If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and go check out my latest videos above. Peace.